What's up YouTube, it's your boy Bernard Feroz, and on this video I'll be telling you guys about a really interesting Japanese concept on how to discover your purpose. Have you ever been in that situation where you wonder, like, is life just about going to school, working a 9 to 5, retire, and inevitably die? This existential question has been around for ages, and we've grappled with this existential problem for a really long time. Now, there's a really interesting saying which I like so much, which I heard from Naval actually. It goes like this: the older the problem, the older the solution to that problem is going to be. And hence the whole idea of Ikigai. Now, Ikigai is a Japanese idea that originated from the island of Okinawa, one of the blue zone spots on the earth. Now, if you're wondering what is the blue zone is basically an area on the planet which has a large or really high concentration of people who are above year 100. That's why it's called a blue zone. So it begs the question, does Ikigai actually help them or not? Now, by the end of this video, you should know what Ikigai means and how to actually apply this concept into your life. And guys, please don't forget to like if you like the video and subscribe if you like this type of content. So let's get into it. Now, first of all, what is Ikigai? Now, Ikigai basically means life's purpose. Now, a breakdown of this word in Japanese: Iki meaning life and Gai meaning purpose. Now, Ikigai is a concept that basically works like a treasure map to help you, should I say, triangulate your life's purpose, that thing that gives you joy every single day you wake up in the morning. Now, this map or this concept is basically made by actually forming a Venn diagram of 4 circles, and at the center of this circle is where we find that sweet spot known as your Ikigai. Now, what are the circles? The first circle is what you love. Now, this is basically what you love doing or what you can do without getting paid for it. Now, this is essentially what you do that gives you a high level of joy just doing it. Just that time just flies by. Now, some people love talking, reading, some people even love hiking or canoeing. Like, this is basically what you love. Like, we all have different things that we love doing, and this circle is specifically, should I say, designated for those things that we actually do love. Now, the next circle on the Ikigai pathway is what the world needs. Now, this is basically what you do that has an effect directly or indirectly to those around you. Now, as humans, we have a psychological need or a deep craving to feel important. We have a deep need to actually feel appreciated, to actually feel like we are part of a community. Now, because of this need, over the centuries, different professions have evolved. Now, before we used to have hunters, before we used to have farmers, before we used to have builders and masons. But due to the industrialization of our age now, okay, they're still important, but like, we have found ways to, should I say, modernize everything, that most of the things that we actually do now are more office-based and much more sedentary. But like, basically, when you do things that directly impact those around you, you actually have a sense of joy and happiness doing it. Now, the next cycle towards this path of actually finding our Ikigai is what you get paid for. Now, at the end of the day, you are not going to be truly happy or truly fulfilled when you're constantly thinking about what you're going to eat, what you're going to wear, and where you're going to sleep. To live a truly meaningful life, we need to do something that can actually pay our bills. Like, get the money, like basically to stack our bread up. Because if we cannot fulfill the first layer or the first base of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, life is basically going to be essentially miserable. Now, the next cycle is what you are good at. Okay, now this doesn't necessarily mean what you're talented in, but basically what you have actually put in the hours, the time to master. This is actually getting to the point of achieving a really high level at a particular skill or a craft. Because essentially, when you actually achieve a high level of mastery in a particular field or a craft, there's a level of joy that you can actually derive from being a master on that craft. Now, the next segment in this video are the intersections. Now, this is basically how various circles combine to give other things. Now, the first intersection is your passion. Now, this is basically a combination of what you're good at and what you love. Now, take for example, many people actually love football, but not many people actually take it a step further to be really good at playing football. Many people do not actually get to the level in which football becomes their passion, in which they actually get really good at football. Most people are comfortable or satisfied just watching the game and like loving it from afar, but a select few actually go a step further to actually master the game, to be really good at it. Now, your passion is basically something you love and something you're good at. Now, the second intersection is your mission. Now, this is the combination of what you love and what the world actually needs. Now, take for example, if you love knowledge and you love information, like you love reading, if what you know is very important, take for example, AI, right? You love knowledge about AI, and currently the way the world is moving, we're tilting towards the field of artificial intelligence, which is AI. Now, the world needs knowledge about AI. Now, you can actually go ahead to actually start a blog or create a movement or even start a YouTube channel, right? Now, this is basically you sharing your love for knowledge and combining it with the needs of the world in AI technology. Now, that's just one example. Now, the third intersection is your profession. Now, your profession is basically what you are good at and what you get paid for. Now, unfortunately, most of the world are actually stuck on this, shall I say, this intersection, and do not actually transcend this phase. Now, a good example of this intersection can be the field of medicine. A doctor, like a medical doctor, right? Like, they may not exactly need to be talented in the field of medicine. They just need to actually have put in enough time, enough hours, enough sweat and toil and blood to actually get to a decent level of skill in that craft. And because the world is so messed up that the sad reality is that people are gonna get sick, people are gonna die, and it's harsh but true, we can't really escape it. So doctors are gonna get paid. Now, the fourth intersection is the vocation. This is a combination of what the world needs and what you get paid to do. Now, a good example of this is a teacher, right? The world needs teachers. Like, if I didn't have my primary school teacher, whatever level of smartness, or should I say mental knowledge I think I may have now, I probably wouldn't have it if not for my teacher in primary school. So basically, the world needs them, right? And they still get paid for what they're doing. But where do all these four intersections lead us? They lead us to the final segment of this video, which is your real Ikigai. The sad truth is that only few people actually manage to achieve this. Now, if you can actually manage to find what you love, what the world needs, what you get paid for, I mean, reasonably well, and what you're really good at. Now, if you can manage to merge all these four circles together and their intersections, you actually arrive at a point which is known as Ikigai. This is basically what can actually make you feel happy when you wake up in the morning and feel like your life is actually meaningful and you're going somewhere. Question of the day: if there was any point that really touched you or hit you, please put it down on the comments below. And if you have something you really like doing, like personally, I like reading, and sometimes I like also playing instruments and like singing. Yeah, you can just put it on the comments down below, and yeah, so we can actually all start somewhere in our process of finding our Ikigai by actually finding out what we love. And guys, if you like this video, please like, and if you like type of content, please subscribe. And if you like this video, maybe you might like a video somewhere below the screen. I mean, it could actually be really interesting for you. And guys, remember to always keep it real. Bye guys.